When I was 19, I got a job working the night shift at a small-town gas station. It wasn't glamorous, but it paid decent money for someone my age, and honestly, I liked the quiet. Most nights, I'd have maybe 10 customers between midnight and 6 a.m., just truckers grabbing coffee and the occasional insomniac buying cigarettes. The gas station sat right off Highway 49, surrounded by nothing but farmland and a few scattered houses. During the day, you could see for miles in every direction, but at night, complete darkness beyond the fluorescent glow of our parking lot lights. I'd been working there about 3 months when things started getting weird. It began with small things. Items moved around when I wasn't looking, the coffee pot turned off by itself, that kind of stuff. My manager, Dave, said the place was just old and the wiring was screwy. Made sense, I guess. But then I started noticing the man. The first time I saw him, it was around 2 a.m. on a Tuesday. I was restocking the chip aisle when I caught movement outside through the window. There was someone standing at the edge of the parking lot, right where the light met the darkness. Just standing there, completely still. I figured it was a customer being weird, so I called out, "We're open!" But he didn't move, didn't even turn his head. He was tall, wearing what looked like dark clothes, and from what I could see, he had shoulder-length hair. After about 5 minutes, I got up the nerve to walk closer to the window. The second I moved toward the glass, he stepped backward into the darkness and disappeared. Not walked away, just melted back into the black like he'd never been there. I told myself it was nothing, maybe a lost driver or someone with car trouble who changed their mind about coming in. But deep down, something felt wrong about it. The next week, he showed up again. Same spot, same time, same stillness. This time I tried turning off the interior lights to see better, but that just made it worse. In the darkness, I could barely make out his outline, but I swear he was closer than before. Maybe halfway across the parking lot instead of at the edge. When I flicked the lights back on, he was gone again. This became a pattern, 2, sometimes 3 times a week, always between 2 and 3 a.m., always at the edge of the light. And each time, he seemed to be getting a little closer. I started bringing a baseball bat to work. Dave laughed when he saw it, said I was being paranoid, but I didn't care. I could see him clearly for the first time. Pale skin, hollow cheeks, and eyes that looked completely black in the fluorescent light. His hair was matted and wet from the rain, hanging in front of his face. But what terrified me most was his expression. He was smiling. Not a normal smile, but this wide, unnatural grin that showed too many teeth. His hands were flat against the glass, and I could hear a soft tapping sound. Tap, tap, tap. Like he was gently knocking, but never stopping. I grabbed the phone to call the police, but when I looked back up, he was walking around the building, slowly, deliberately, like he had all the time in the world. I could hear his footsteps on the wet pavement, even through the walls. The tapping started again, this time from the side window, then the back door, then the other side. He was circling the building, tapping on every window and door as he passed. That's when I realized something that made my blood run cold. I had locked the front door when I started inventory, like I always did during the overnight shift, but I never heard him try the handle. He never rattled the door or checked if it was unlocked. It was like he already knew it was locked, like he'd been watching me long enough to learn my routine. The tapping stopped. In the silence that followed, I could hear my own heartbeat pounding in my ears. I waited, phone in one hand, baseball bat in the other, staring at every window and door. Then I heard something that made me question everything I thought I knew about that night.